Okay, we're back after the break, and we have our next very special guest with us, Mike Salmon from MakerPlace.
Thanks for having me,
So,
guys.
great, welcome. So tell our listeners, what is MakerPlace? What do you do? And give us a little quick rundown.
Yeah, well, MakerPlace, we've now been around for 2 years. We are San Diego's pretty much only and largest DIY facility. We are a 14,000 square foot facility meant for makers, crafters, fabricators of all kinds. We offer a full wood shop, metal shop, rapid prototyping facilities with laser cutters, 3D printers, paint booth, plasma cutters, quilters, the whole gamut. So pretty much anybody from a weekend warrior to a full-time maker. It's a great facility for them to come in with a low overhead. We kind of operate off of the gym model, where it's a monthly membership rate, gives you unlimited access 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we're just here to provide the space.
So regular membership and everything you do. I think we talked about this before the show. Everything you do, you put on classes to teach people how to use all the equipment and do everything. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah. One of the ways that kind of the flow to get into the space is, one, you sign up for membership. Two, we do a shop orientation every Tuesday night for all new members, which just kind of gives you the lay of the land, the shop rules, lets everybody know what the do's and don'ts of the shop is. And then after that, we have the specialty machines, things like laser cutters, CNC routers, TIG welding, all that good stuff that requires a class. It's kind of a basic certification class. We give you just the knowledge on how to not hurt the machine, not hurt yourself, and to the kind of the key things you need to be successful on the machine. They're not intensive collegiate courses. It's self-starter type courses where you come in, the more you play, the more you learn, the better you get, and the more successful you can be.
Yeah, sounds like Tim Allen and Home Improvement on steroids.
Pretty much.
So,
yeah. Wow, this is where were you 25 years ago? I used to own a steel fabrication company here, and I get these inventors. They were lined up out the door wanting us to build this prototype and all, and it was so expensive for us to do it. It was ridiculous. I can remember one product that, if it would have sold, it would have sold probably for under $10, but the cost for us to produce a prototype was like $10,000.
Yeah,
and the inventor couldn't afford it. And this is just wonderful.
Yeah, and that's one of the big advantages of this place is it really brings the overhead down, allows people to do it themselves, and it just allows you to get product to market. You know, we've got a lot of guys doing the Kickstarter campaigns, being extremely successful. They came in as weekend warriors, decide to create a product, put it up on Kickstarter, 3,000-4,000% funding, and now they have full operational businesses.
Wow. So this is more than just somebody who decides, hey, I want to put, a new floor into my kitchen or into my bathroom on the weekend. I mean, this is for people who have a dream about, maybe they've got a product that they want to bring to market, and and it does make it possible for them to do that. But it's also even more than that. It's almost kind of like a coworker space as well. Don't you have people that are there like full time with their business?
Yeah, we do. We have 5 incubator offices in-house. So it's small businesses. It's a turnkey solution. It gives them, front desk services, kind of the secretarial services of somebody to answer the phone, direct their calls, take messages. We have a full conference room for them to meet with investors and clients. And then they've got the shop at the back to kind of facilitate getting their prototypes and their products made.
What kind of businesses do you have in your incubator?
We actually just have a CPA who just got on with us, and we have a patent attorney, which is great for all the startup guys, someone to give real-time feedback and let you know if you're going in the right direction. We've also got a company called Duende. He's a contractor, does a lot of residential and commercial building. And then we also have 3R Robotics, which is Victor Ciccarelli, and he's kind of heading up our children's youth program, summer camps, a lot of getting children into electronics, Arduinos, and He does a lot of workshops with that type of stuff. And he's also working out and putting curriculums into the local school systems.
That's great. That's great. So you do a lot of summer camp programs for the kids?
We don't, but we are in the process of working on that. Another thing that we're really working on doing is team building days for large corporations. So instead of just doing the daily membership and the workspace, we're leveraging our space for greater purposes awesome. Workshops.
That's awesome. I used to do a lot of team days when I was working in corporate America, and there's a few people that I would have liked to have thrown under one of your saws that you might have going on there. But no, that's a great idea. There's just so many different applications for this. I can think about people who aren't sure about maybe if they want to get into the trades, and they can go and take a class and get familiar, or maybe they go because they think it's a fun project, and then they discover a passion, and then they have a new career.
Yeah. it's really fun to see that happening because it's happened quite a few times now.
Yeah.
Wow. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts, Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris, and our guest, Mike Salmon from MakerPlace. So working with wood, metal, laser, any great stories, anything that's going on that you want to tell us about?
Well, we just came up on our 2-year anniversary.
Okay.
So we've now been in business for 2 years. It's been a great 2 years. Membership is steadily growing. And for us now, it's just all about growth. Our goal is to expand. We're not looking just to be a San Diego-based company. We're looking to reach out, hopefully by the end of the year, open up maybe a micro location, something with not as much, of a footprint, but something just kind of an extension.
Replicate what you do, or are you trying to build a franchise and replicate this everywhere?
All the above.
All the above.
Yeah, growth is what it's all about. So we're just doing everything we can to position ourselves to now we're really just under that growth. We're going through the growth now to try and figure out what's next.
Right.
Do we franchise? Do we go up and open multiple locations? Right now, I think in the forefront is we're trying to get the word out as much locally. It is amazing. There are so many people in San Diego, and it's hard to to put a finger on how to get the word out to absolutely everybody, because this is a place for everybody. Whether it's yourself that may want to come in, or you may know somebody, and then so word of mouth and getting it going. And yeah, we're hoping to hopefully by the end of the year have something North County, something small.
Yeah. Well, I think the location you're at right now is really good. You guys are on Marina Boulevard, right?
Yes.
Right. Central of everything.
Yeah.
Do you do soft goods, apparel, fabric, and things like that, or is it mostly metal?
No, we have a full fabric room with a long arm quilter. We have a 6-needle embroidery machine. We have industrial sewers for canvas and leather, regular sewing machines, heat press, silk screening. So the whole gamut.
So in embroidery, if someone had the embroidery, they could make their own T-shirts as an example, or
yeah, T-shirts, hats, anything. Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
Yeah, my mother actually. I have a 1.5-year-old now, and when he was a newborn, my mom came into the shop, learned how to quilt, and made his blanket for him. So his baby blanket is
fantastic.
100% handcrafted and embroidered by my mom.
Wow, and a future heirloom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, wait, do you get involved with plastics and polyethylene and things like that too?
We do a lot of machining of plastics. We do 3D printing with plastics, ABS, PLA, and injection molding is kind of one of the things that's on our mind, but we're just trying to get there. But right now we are doing a silicone mold making class, so you can do all hand poured plastics and replicate products, low volume type stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Well,
what's your background to be facilitating something like this?
I got my BFA in graphic design. I've always been a hands-on guy. I've always grown up in the garage with my father, working on cars, doing things. And my brother and I started a fabrication company and custom skateboard company about 8 years ago. And we've just been plugged into the community doing this, and kind of always had the idea, and the right opportunity came along with our third partner, and the building presented itself, and everything's kind of come together. So
Now, knowing the cost of machines, but the startup cost must have been something else, and there's always that one machine you want to get.
exactly, that's the thing is
the next toy, right?
Yeah,
Urban?
it's like technology, the latest and best with the most options. I need it first.
yeah,
Right.
there is always something more to get. There's always another need that people will have. One thing we did just kind of as a cost-saving effort is we shopped a lot of auctions. We spent a lot of time in the beginning while building out the building, hopping around from auctions. Unfortunately, due to the economy, a lot of businesses were closing, manufacturing, and businesses were going, kind of shutting down. So we were able to capitalize on that and get some of the machinery at a lower cost,
Awesome.
which really helped out.
And you have, how large is your facility there?
14,000 square feet.
14,000.
huge.
That's huge, especially for a startup. So my hat's off to you. That's
Thank you
great.
very much.
So let's see.
No, I don't think there's anybody else in San Diego that's even doing anything. I mean, there's coworker spaces, but I don't think there's anybody. You don't even have any competition, in other words.
Not directly. There are
No.
other similar, like I said, like the hacker space type places where more rapid prototyping, 3D printing, laser cutters,
Right.
and classes of sorts. But as far as the array of technology that you have at your fingertips there isn't anything like it.
Right.
So which puts us in an interesting position because we don't have anybody to base anything off of.
Right.
We don't get to learn from somebody else's mistakes. We don't
Yeah.
get to see what they did right or what they did wrong and take advantage of it. We kind of just are going full steam ahead. And
But
trying to make-
clearly your instincts are right on because,
Thank
you
you.
know, I think that, if you've already got people that have come out with products that they want to take to market, or maybe I'll see them on Shark Tank
Right.
and
I
they
can
could say,
see
oh,
that.
we made this at MakerPlace.
Yeah, that is
With
the
all,
ultimate
with
goal.
all the engineers we have here in town, boy, it seemed like they'd be flocking to your place, especially those that are looking for work or in between, especially design engineers.
Yeah, we do.
Wanting to build prototypes or take on clients. They can run their whole business using your operation.
They can, and that's one of the really good things. A good point that you just made is about taking on new work. You have, myself as owning a fabrication company, I don't necessarily need to keep hourly employees because I have a shop full of talented guys. So as I get a new project that comes through the door, I can find the right guy, give him the piecework, let him do it, keeps my overhead low.
That's
And then
great.
keeps the quality of the work up where it needs to be.
Yeah. Do you ever have people who just want to pay for a membership just so that they can access all the businesses there and network?
I'm starting to get that now
Yeah.
because that is the collaborative effort of, the collaborative nature of the space is becoming a very big asset for a lot of people. I
Yeah.
actually just had that conversation with somebody last night.
Well,
Yeah.
we're starting to run short on time, so let's identify how people can find you. How do we find you?
Yeah, MakerPlace.com. And you can find us also on Marina Boulevard, Linda Vista, just northeast of the 8 and the 5 intersection,
Okay. What's the address up there?
1022 West Marina Boulevard,
1022 West Marina Boulevard in Linda Vista, you said?
Linda Vista.
Okay. And can they get you by phone?
They can. Our phone number is 619-225-7288. And we do facility tours on the hour, every hour from 9 to 5. So if you'd like to see the space, the best place to really get, the feel for it is to come by and see it in person.
Yeah.
Wow.
So classes, you have them on a weekly basis?
Weekly basis. All the
okay.
class schedule is online. You can sign up for it. You don't need to be a member to take the classes. We do
Oh,
encourage you come in, get your feet wet, take some classes, see the facility, and then hopefully become a member.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's
You
great.
must have to stay out on top of trends though, and things like for your painting classes, like what's the hot thing in painting, right? Or
Yeah, we don't necessarily focus a lot on the fine arts, but we do have to stay on top of kind of the rapid prototyping stuff because that's what's really pushing all these guys forward, especially the 3D printing space. Now that 3D printing is becoming so accessible to people, you really need to stay on top of, what's out there and what people are doing and what to offer the people.
so it's a great thing for your members that they can stay on top of it because you stay on top of it and they can see.
Yeah, hopefully so.
All right.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thanks for being with us, and we encourage everybody to give MakerPlace a call, www.makerplace.com. And thanks for being here, Mike.
Yeah,
And
thank you
go
for
there
having
for
me.
a tour.
Yeah,
Yes,
go there
please.
for a tour. Sign up now. So
Yeah.
you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego businesses and the people that are working to make a difference in our community. This is financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after the break with more homegrown business close up. And we will have Aliza Cicerone from Spark Health. Hi, this is Barry Waxler from Close Up on San Diego Business. It's that time of year again to think about how to maximize your retirement contributions and put more money away for your future. We find the best tools to maximize your deductions and invest for the future. IRAs, 401ks, self-directed retirement plans, qualified retirement plans, anything you need. Call us today for a complimentary analysis of your situation. 1-800-341-5433, extension 22. One call does it all. 1-800-341-5433, extension 22, or visit our website at www.barrywaxler.com. That's www.barrywaxler.com. Maximize your tax position and your earnings potential, all with a single call.
Securities offered through Independent Financial Group, member FINRA SIPC.
This is Financial News and Talk on the Astor broadcast stations, AM 1510, AM 1450, financialnewsandtalk.com.
Hi, this is Barry Waxler from Close Up on San Diego Business, bringing you a word about a special program that can help you gain better control of your finances and help you leverage your time and money building a better future. If you're dealing with a bank that's paying you very little to hold your money, why not think about leveraging your everyday money to help you build your future? Call us today at 1-800-341-5433, extension 22, to discuss how to have your investments and your checking and debit card service all work from one single location. Increase earnings potential without giving up a single banking service. Call us today at 1-800-341-5433, extension 22 for more information, or visit our website at www.barrywaxler.com. That's www.barrywaxler.com.
Securities offered through Independent Financial Group, member FINRA SIPC. Welcome back to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with San Diego businesses and the key people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. Okay, we are back. We have our final guest of the day. Always save the best for last.
Oh, heck yeah.
So, Dr. C, Elisa Cicerone. So I should be used to the Italian names growing up in Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
A lot of Italians back there. So anyway, well, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Spark Health. What do you do?
Spark Health is an advanced natural medicine company. So we work with patients through really every problem that they're experiencing with their health, and we try to partner with them to make them take an active role in getting well and preventing other illness. So we work with patients who have chronic diseases like hypertension, high cholesterol, digestive problems. We work with elite athletes who are looking to improve their athletic performance and their endurance and recover more quickly from their events. We work with busy moms who are, managing, being the CEO of a company with, 3 or 4 kids at home as well, and making sure that they have the energy to get everything done that they need to get done in life. So we're really, meeting our patients where they are and looking at what's important to them. We talk a lot about empowering our patients to perform the best that they can in the areas of life that matter the most to them. It's different for every person. So we take a really individualized, personalized approach to healthcare.
Wow.
And it's all about prevention, I would imagine, right?
That's a big part of our focus. My background is in oncology, so I've worked for the last 3 years in cancer hospitals and really looked at, what we can do and how we can focus more on the prevention and not so much treating the disease, but looking at preventing it. And then when people do come in with conditions that they've been struggling with, how do we get to the bottom of it? How do we figure out what's been causing it and really make them well from the inside out? Not just, slapping a Band-Aid on it and sending them on their way, but really figuring out what the problem is and how do we go about bringing that back into balance.
Interesting. Tell us a little bit about how this, what's different about coming into Spark Health versus going down to your local, general practitioner?
I think it's the approach that we take in terms of really spending time getting to know our patient. So a patient will come in to see me. We'll spend about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes together going through.
Oh, that's a long time.
It is a long time.
Because usually you go see,
5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we're really trying to shift that. We're trying to build relationships between patients and their healthcare providers. Your health is the most important thing in the world to you. You have to trust the person that's giving you advice. And so we want to have that strong relationship so that patients are able to trust us. They know us and we know them. So patients come in, spend a little over an hour with us. We go through a complete past medical history, looking at all of the medications they take, the supplements they take, screening for interactions between the two of them, looking at family history because genetics play a huge role into disease process and development of disease later in life. And going through a real head-to-toe, what I call a review of systems, looking at every symptom that a patient is currently experiencing or has in the past, issues that they've been dealing with. What are their health goals? What are their health challenges? What have they tried in the past to make this happen? What's worked? What hasn't? We don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we want to know where we're starting from and really build a solid foundation with them. We run specialty labs, so as opposed to just kind of your complete blood count and a lipid panel to check your cholesterol, we're looking at really functional lab work. So not just what do those quantitative numbers say, but what is happening in terms of function in the body? And how do we look at getting your body to optimally function? A great example of that is vitamin D. So the range for vitamin D, a normal range for lab value, is anywhere from 30 to 96. So people can say, oh, my vitamin D is normal if they're 35. Where we see the health benefits of vitamin D in terms of anti-inflammation, improved energy, cancer prevention, and immune support is between 70 and 80. So just because you're normal doesn't mean you're functioning optimally. And that's what we're looking for, is that real optimal function.
Well, a lot of people might initially hear you and think, well, it's really more for middle-aged and up, but I'm actually thinking that it's probably really smart for people in their 20s to start establishing.
Start early.
Yeah.
We have children that come in and see us. So we do pediatrics, we do adolescent medicine, anywhere, patients in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So it's really looking at what's important to you and how do you want to make your health change for the better? That's what we're really looking at.
Yeah. Now you have another uniqueness to your business. You have mobile medicine.
We
Is that
do.
correct?
We do.
Tell us about that.
So a big part of what we do at Spark is we do intramuscular shots, injections, and IV nutrient therapy. So those are all with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, and they're all results oriented. So we have 14 different results oriented injections and 16 different IV bags. They
Oh my
range.
gosh! Wow. Okay.
So they're range from general wellness, immune support, allergies. Body sculpt for weight loss and lean muscle mass maintenance.
Okay. Hello. You got my attention.
Detox, athletic performance, mood and mindset for all of those busy executives. So we have a brain food shot, a Zen Master shot, a Be Happy shot. So really helping people feel better every day. And then we have the IV bags that are larger quantities and more ingredients of those same themes for the results. So our mobile medicine component, we travel to different athletic competitions, fundraisers, small businesses, and we are able to do the injections there on site, and then also do consultations and lab work for people as well. We do all of our own lab draws too at the clinic.
So typically, the corporate world could call you up and say, "Hey, let's set up an event where you come by with a mobile medicine."
We pull up in our mobile shop bar in our Mercedes van,
Wow.
and have we can either come up into the office or have people come down there, and we're able to provide that service for people too. It's hard to get away during the day. That's one of the things I had to really learn as a doctor, is make sure I'm taking care of myself and doing what I need to do and putting that time in there. And so we want to make sure that we're helping people keep themselves healthy too. And really, we always say with medicine, you want to meet your patient where they are. Well, we're actually physically doing that. We're really meeting the patient where they are and helping provide that care for them.
Yeah,
That's
we don't
great.
hear about a whole lot of house calls or business calls anymore from doctors, right, Urban?
Yeah, big issue I think all of us have is that because there's no pain associated with a lot of the issues that eventually become, we don't react to a medical condition until we get pain. That's the only time we react instantly. So the preventive side is to prevent that pain from coming in. So that's why so many of us have that apathy towards it. We sit back and, oh, it's not broken. Let's not do anything about it. It really is sad. It's someone that I'm not supposed to be alive according to doctors. 45 years ago, 47 years ago now. It's just constant work. You constantly have to work on your body.
Well, and that's what we really try to do, is to empower our patients to take that proactive role in their healthcare. So again, when we're running these specialty labs and these functional labs as well, you can show patients, it's not just, okay, you have a high, bad cholesterol, but let's look at the family history and let's look at those genetic components to heart disease that are showing up in your labs as well. That can be motivation for patients as well to do something. Let's look at genetics and look at different genetic markers and see what you might be more predisposed to, because that plays a huge role in health, downstream as well.
Right. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts, Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris, and our guest, Dr. C from Spark Health.
I know a lot of people that say, you know what, I don't know that I want to know. I don't know that I necessarily want to know that Alzheimer's runs in my family or that I've got a marker for cancer, but I say knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
And that's where you can really, burying your head in the sand and ignoring that these are potential problems certainly isn't going to help.
Well, and the road to wellness doesn't have to be fraught with drudgery and work. It can be really fun and enjoyable as well. So one of the things, my background is cooking. So before I went to medical school, I owned a restaurant in La Costa.
Wow.
And I've always been really passionate about food. I'm half Italian, half Jewish. So that was what life was all about, was food and family and celebration. I love to eat healthy, but I love for food to be delicious. So part of what I do is help patients figure out, well, what are some recipes? What are some meal plans we can look at? How do you take something that you love that maybe isn't the healthiest and make it be nutritious and healthy and good for your heart, and pass that down to your children and circulate that amongst your friends or your colleagues so that you're able to share that knowledge as well. A big part of being a doctor is being a teacher, and not just saying, here's your prescription and do this and we'll see you in 6 months, but working side by side with patients so that they're able to achieve their goals. That's what we do. I never want a patient to leave and feel like they don't have the support of their doctor. They can always call the office. They can email me so that we can work as they start to figure this out, because change can be daunting. And we want people to feel like they have the knowledge in order to be successful.
That's crazy. Where you want to pick up the phone and you want to call your doctor because you want to go in and get something a little bit more tasty and then get your health going along the way.
Right. Call me
So-
when you got a fried chicken that's healthy that I
I
can
do. My
You
dad taught me.
All right.
have
I
a
want to
cooking
hear about
night.
that.
Well, I've always found that you really don't know how things are working on you if you change your diet or add a supplement, nutritional value to it until you've done some extreme sports. When you're pushing your body to that, and then you could see the difference. I know when I did alpine skiing, as world champion, if I had a bag of potato chips, my performance a couple hours later was terrible. Just a little bag
Wow.
of potato
Yeah.
chips, where normally if I didn't do that, it would have, I wouldn't have even known it. It was good. It tasted great. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have another bag.
Well, so
And
many
it's,
people are
really is
doing
different.
that. They're eating things or they're taking supplements that they think are good for them, and they don't necessarily know that their body needs it. So people go out and they buy all these different supplements without knowing what their real nutrient deficiencies are and how to correct that. So they're taking things that their body doesn't necessarily need, and they're not taking things that their body does need, but they wouldn't know that by just looking at a bottle on a store shelf. They're eating foods that they think are healthy, but they might have food sensitivities to those foods, and so they can be causing a lot of stress and inflammation in their digestive tract and causing more of a problem.
So you can do the assessments. People, tell us before we go, because we talked beforehand about you had one client or one patient that had some skin problems.
He did. He's a CrossFit owner, an elite athlete, had been in the Navy, and was the picture of health. And since he was a child, was having lots of skin issues, eczema, acne, ate what he thought and what everyone around him thought was a perfect healthy diet. When we ran his food intolerances, we found out that everything he was eating were things that he was highly allergic to. And we looked at what was happening in terms of digestion and absorption, and he was missing a lot of the components for that healthy absorption and really using the nutrients from his food. So we were able to cut out the foods that he's reacting to, really focusing on kind of restoring that GI integrity, and then give him the nutrients that he does need and he's deficient in through an IV while we're healing this up. So skin's
Wow.
been cleared up. He's feeling great energy, and it's just those
Fabulous.
little tweaks. So
That's great.
knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Well, we're running short on time, so let's tell our listeners how they can find you.
They can visit our website at mysparkhealth.com or give us a call. Our number is 888-207-1555. Our office is in Hillcrest, our static location on 10th and University in the Uptown Shopping Center. And tomorrow afternoon from 3 to 6 is happy hour, so you can come on by and get $10 off all shots.
Oh, yay.
I have never
And a healthy
been to a
fried
happy
chicken.
hour. I've never been to
There
a
you
healthy
go.
happy hour, but I think I'm going to
You're about to.
Yeah. Excellent.
So great. Well, we appreciate you being with us. I would encourage everybody to give Dr. C a call. I'm making that a lot easier. I like Dr. C. So anyway, well, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for
We
having
are
me.
about ready to end up for the day. So you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego businesses and the people that are working to make a difference in our community. This is financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We will be back next week with another great show. I want to thank my co-hosts, Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris, and all our guests today. And I will wrap it up with Stay Awesome, San Diego. We'll see you next week.